Walkaround family, welcome back to another video. Today we have a 2025 Acura RDX A-Spec with advanced package in liquid carbon and metallic with the orchid interior. The A-Spec advanced package is the highest package you can get on the RDX. Below this you have the advanced package. Below the advanced you have the A-Spec, technology, and then your base RDX. So this model will have all the advanced features and have all of the A-Spec styling. So a few years ago, a lot of people were complaining that they would love to have an A-Spec with all the features. Starting off with the front fascia here, you have the dual style LED headlamp. So individual LEDs in the high beam, low beam, turn signals, and you have the chicane LED daytime running lights. You also have LED fog lights. You do have gloss black on this lower portion here, sensors in the bumper, and gloss black on the grille. This one's a little dusty. The past few days has been really windy here in New Mexico. We are in the desert, so it is what it is. In the middle of the grille, you have your huge Acura emblem that also houses your radar, part of your Acura watch features, and you do have a camera down below, because since this has the advanced package, you also get the surround view camera that's only on advanced and A-Spec advanced. But because you have the A-Spec package, everything is blacked out. So that's why you do have the blacked out mirror caps. You do have blacked out on the lower portion of the bumper, on the lower portion of the door as well. If you compare this to an advanced package, less blacked out, less gloss black, and more chrome. Around the windows, you can see is blacked out as well. The door pillars, gloss black. You do have gloss black door handles. The normal A-Spec, I believe, will be body colored. I think everything advanced and below is body colored. I think this model specifically get the gloss black door handles. You have an A-Spec badge on the fender, let you know the sporty, fully loaded RDX, and you don't. And the A-Spec Advanced do get its own unique design rims. So these are 20s. The tires are 255/45 tire wall, and the A-Spec, I think the A-Spec gets something similar, but you don't have the machine face. It's just sharp gray. On the lower portion of the A-Spec Advanced, you also have gloss black, and I think that's also specific to this model. If you get an A-Spec, I believe it's flat black on this lower portion here. On the side mirrors, it is gloss black up above, like I said. The lower portion is flat black, and you do have an LED turn signal integrated into the side mirror, and you do have a camera down here that's part of the surround view camera system. Taking a look at the rear of the A-Spec Advanced, you do have a shark fin style antenna that is body color up above, and the liquid carbon, one of my favorite exterior colors you can get on the RDX. You have a window spoiler that is half body colored and half gloss black. I think most of the lower levels that'll be flat black. You do have your third brake light here, this LED, exposed windshield wiper. You do have your Acura emblem that is in chrome. You can get that blacked out. A-Spec badging that can also be blacked out, and RDX and super handling all-wheel drive can also be blacked out. Super handling all-wheel drive is standard on every RDX as well. There's no longer a two-wheel drive option. Now for the tail lights, a lot of people complain because it's a combination, it's not full LED. So your brake lights are LED, reverse lights are LED, but your turn signals or your traditional bulbs. A lot of people complain that that should be LED. Your license plate light will also be LED, and you can see you have a rear camera with a washer on there, and I think that's tech packaging up. Get the washer on the back. You do get a hands-free power access tailgate. That's standard on the advanced and the advanced A-Spec. So because this has the advanced package on it, you get all the advanced goodies like I mentioned before. On the lower portion of the bumper, you do have sensors in the bumper, and it's half liquid carbon with some gloss black in the rear. And I think that's unique to the A-Spec Advanced is a body color diffuser, which is nice. And you get the big exhaust tips because you have the A-Spec package, which I love. Overall, very aggressive rear end. This generation, well, this body style has been out for a while, so I'm sure for 25 most of you are familiar with the RDX, and you're probably going to say that it's the same thing as 24, but Acura did made some changes for 25. So the rim design is different and some changes on the interior, which we'll look at in a second. Here's the key fob for the A-Spec Advanced, and because this has the advanced package, you get remote start built into the key fob. So to access that, you lock it first and you hold it, and you do have status indicator on the remote itself. So you'll see it'll change color, will turn on, but it'll turn green to let you know it's on. There we go. So the car does turn on a little bit, a few seconds before the green actually comes, but if you're inside and you cannot hear the RDX, at least from the remote, you know what's going on. You also have Acura Link where you can remote start from your phone, and from your phone it'll tell you how long the car has been running, and it'll give you your interior temperature on your phone. But if you do it from the key fob, it's about 10 minutes, it'll turn on, and if you lock, hold again, it adds another 10 minutes on top of the remaining time. So if you want to turn off the remote start, you just hold engine hold and it'll shut it off as well, and it'll turn red on here to let you know it shut off. Now you have lock, unlock, you have hold because you have a power tailgate, you have a panic button, and then you have a button right here to pop open the emergency key that's in the fob. Now the RDX Aspec Advanced will give you smart entry on all 4 door handles. So you can see on the rear door handles, you have the little lines. These lines will lock the door. You can hear the beep. And then if you put your hand in the door handle, it'll unlock for you. You also have power folding mirrors because this has the advanced package. So put your hand in there, it'll unlock the doors and it'll unlock the mirror. By default, it'll only unlock the driver door. If you put your hand in the rear doors or the passenger door first, then it'll unlock all 4 doors. You can go in your settings and change your driver door to unlock all doors, but if you don't want the boogeyman jump in with you, I recommend to leave this on driver door only. Now let's jump in here, and the Orchid interior is a beautiful interior, especially with the liquid carbon. And because this is the Aspec Advanced, you get the best of both worlds. The normal Aspec RDX will give you an ultra suede in the middle. The Advanced give you the full Milano leather throughout the whole seat, and you can see it's perforated, and you have the upgraded piping on it as well. Before we get to the seats, let's look at the door card here. So you do have soft touch up above, and this is suede here, real soft. You have a single stitch and it's white, which is nice. This is very soft where you rest your elbow, and you do have your speaker grill here. Now the RDX, because it's still based on its current generation, it doesn't have the B&O sound system like the ADX has and the MDX, and slowly they're releasing it to more of their models. This and the ZDX as well. They still have the ELS Studio 3D premium sound system, and this system comes with 16 speakers including a subwoofer. You even have speakers in the ceiling, which are nice, and you can see in the front and the rear. Nice premium sound. You do have auto up down for all 4 windows, power locks. You have your mirror control here, and you can fold in the mirrors and unfold the mirrors if you want to with a button there. You do have your trunk opening there, and we can't forget 2 position memory seats only for the driver's seat. So on the back of the key, there's going to be a number 1 and there's going to be a number 2. For example, I have number 1, so if I save my memory seat to number 1 and I unlock it with this key, the seat is going to go to how I last had it based on my key, which is nice. You do have some storage underneath here, and a little bottle holder there, and another speaker grill there. On the door sill here, you do have an Aspec plate because of the Aspec package. And for the seating, you do get a 16-way power adjustment seat. So you can go forward, you can go back, you can go up, you can go down, you can tilt this portion right here up and down, and of course you have the back of the seat that you can go forward and back. You do have a 4-way lumbar. You also have a thigh extender, so this can go forward and back, and you can adjust the bolstering as well too. You can make it tighter or looser, so plenty of adjustment on the driver's side. On the passenger side is also a 16-way power adjustment. You have the same adjustment as the driver's seat. We're gonna jump into the Aspec Advanced. Go ahead and turn this guy on, foot on brake, and we're gonna push the button here. For 2025, the powertrain is still the same. You have a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder matted to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Like I said, super handling all-wheel drive is standard. On the left side of the steering wheel, you do have a gloss black air vent over here. You can open and close the vents, and down below you do have your heads-up display controls here. Because of the advanced package, you do get heads-up display and a heated windshield. So when it's really cold outside, snow is covering your windshield, you can, let's say it snows, really cold outside, your wipers get stuck, you can turn this on to free your wipers. It'll warm kind of the bottom of the windshield, which is nice. You have a shortcut to all your safety features there. You do have your traction control on and off. And for the heads-up display, this is for the brightness and this is for the tilt of the heads-up display. Brake hold is here, and your emergency parking brake is here as well. Down below, because of the Aspec package, you do get your steel pedals. Even the dead pedal is the same material, which is nice. So gas and brake. You can release the hood latch down below as well. The steering wheel is manual adjustment. I feel like this should have been power, but manual adjustment on the steering wheel. Speaking of the steering wheel, it is leather wrapped, and because of the Aspec package, you do get perforation on the outside, pretty much where you grip on the steering wheel. It is a flat bottom design as well. You have Aspec stamped into the lower portion here, and it's not too thick, it's not too skinny, feels good in the hand. On the left side of the steering wheel, you do have a heated steering wheel button there, which is standard because of the advanced package. You have your audio on and off, volume. You have your scroll wheel here that will control some options on the heads-up display. I'll show you guys that in a second. You do have voice command, you have your back key, you have apps. I can show you some of the menus, and on the right side you have some of your cruise features and your Acura watch features. So you have cruise on and off, resume set, lane, road departure, mitigation, and lane keeping assist. There we go. I was about to say road departure. Lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control, and cancel. And this scroll wheel will control all your options in that middle screen there. The RDX still don't have a full digital cluster. You have a smaller digital displayed in between, and you have a traditional speedometer and tachometer that's has the silver background with the red font, give you that sporty feel. Kind of old school there too. So if you're not ready for full digital screens, try to get one of these before Acura actually refresh this guy. And Acura's probably gonna give the RDX a full digital cluster. Everything else is getting it. Behind the steering wheel, you have paddle shifter, so you have a plus and minus, so you can shift and downshift. And behind the shifters, you do have your lighting control, so you have off, auto, I'm about to say low beam. It's your parking light and on, and you have your fog lights on and off as well. Fog lights is going to be right there. On the right stock, you have your wipers, and you have off, you have auto because you have rain sensing windshield wipers, which is a nice feature. You have low and high, and for the rear wiper, you have off, intermediate, and on. And for your interior dimmer switch, because this is not full digital yet, it's still just a separate button here, but Acura has been putting the dimmer for interior lighting onto the displays on the digital. Because of the advanced package, you have a heads-up display. I'm sure you guys can see that 0 right there. Now on the left side of the steering wheel, I was telling you earlier, you have the scroll wheel and you have apps. If you hit apps first, that's gonna bring up a menu there, as you can see, and you can use this menu, this wheel, to go up and down, use this menu. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. So you have navigation, you have phone, you have a select driving view, and customize apps. It probably looks a little funky on camera, but it's a lot clearer in person. So you have customize, Alexa, built-in, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth audio, Sirius XM, AM radio, USB audio, FM radio. So from here, you can quickly choose your sources. If I hit navigation, I can quickly find gas stations, coffee shops, fast food, just quickly find something nearby while I'm driving. You see up top, it says favorites. You can pull that wheel to the right and it'll go to your favorites, and there's nothing in there. You can have recent, so if you've recently been putting a destination in navigation, it'll pop up there. To be honest, most of you are probably gonna use Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. This is mostly for the built-in navigation system, but some people don't want to rely on their phone, so you have that as an option. We'll hit back, you have phone. If I hit select driving view, you can view what shows on your heads-up display. So right now, this one is speed plus turn by turn. So that means when you have a navigation or a destination in your navigation, it'll give you your turn by turn directions on this heads-up display. You can have just navigation, just the speed, you can have nothing, and I think there's another option. Oh, you can have speed plus your adaptive cruise control and lane keeping assist. So if you're using some of your safety features, or you can have all three, speed, turn by turn, and your safety features. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it on, I think it was on speed and turn by turn, but you can go in there and decide, you know, how you want your heads-up display, what your heads-up display views. And here you can remove some features off the list. The gray ones are, of course, you can't remove it, but you can customize it kind of how you want, which is nice. So there's a lot of customization you can do, and it's mostly on the heads-up display. On anything below the advanced package, these features and the scroll wheel, it'll be on this display instead of the heads-up display. Now for the right wheel, if you scroll, like I said, it's going to control mostly everything here. So let's zoom up in there a little bit for you guys. So you have your trip computer, so you can see trip A, trip B. You have speed, distance, and units. So you can quickly switch your speedometer, your digital speedometer, to kilometers if you wanted to. You leave the country. When you go into sport mode, the gauges change a little bit, so you can permanently have sport mode gauges on. I'll show you guys that in a second. Safety support is going to show some of the safety features you can check on and off. So road departure mitigation, your blind spot information. By the way, the blind spot information is on the inside of the door and not on the side mirror itself. So don't think that this don't have it. It has it. It's just on the inside and not on the outside like a lot of vehicles out there. You have low speed braking control on and off, collision mitigation braking system, and that's pretty much it. So right now everything is on this RDX, and then we're going the opposite way. You can have minimal, where it shows pretty much almost nothing. I think it's blank. I think it don't show anything right there in the middle. You can view who have their seatbelts on. You can view your super handling all-wheel drive torque between all four of the tires, tire pressure, oil life. You can have a compass if you don't have a destination in there, but if you do put something in the GPS, it'll give you turn-by-turn directions here on the display. You can have a digital speedometer, which I like to, either trip computer or digital speedometer is good to see. But you do have a standard speedometer as well. So you have best of both worlds if you wanted to. The left side, like I said, is a tachometer. I like how you have that red line. Like the gauge is very old school Acura. The middle display also views outside temperature, drive mode you're in, your odometer, you know, your temperature for the vehicle and gas. And that green circle up there lets you know that you have all of the safety features on. So remember earlier I said you have the circle right here. If you push the circle, it'll automatically bring up the safety features, so you don't have to look for it. It's like a shortcut for the safety features. Let's take a look at your infotainment display here. So for 2025, Acura is still using the True Touch interface. So because of that, you don't have a touchscreen, and that's why the display is so far back, because it's not meant for you to touch it. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit home so I can show you guys all the apps. So you do have navigation, phone, Sirius XM, FM radio, high definition FM radio as well, because of the, is it advanced package? I think because of the Aspec package you get that. I'm not too sure. But Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, it is wireless. You do have smart shortcuts and system updates. And this touchpad is a true touch. So for example, if you wanted to highlight system updates, you touch the bottom right, because that app is at the bottom right. So if I touch it like that, it highlights it. You can still hold your hand there and move it around and select things. But if you just want to touch something as soon as you put your finger down, wherever it is on the display, it's on the pad. So top left will always be navigation. And if you swipe it, go to the next page, you do have your Bluetooth audio back here, USB audio, AM. You have Alexa built in. You do get 18 hotspot, and you have ambient lighting shortcut. I'm glad that Acura actually added this, because on the 23s and beyond, you had, I think 23 to 21, I think 21 is when you added ambient lighting. You had to go into the settings and dig in there to find the ambient lighting settings. So because here you go to light theme, and you're able to choose multiple different colors for the ambient lighting. Now, dynamic mode just means when you change the vehicle to comfort, normal, or sport, it'll automatically adjust the ambient lighting to those drive modes. But below sport, if you choose any of these, I don't know if it's flickering on camera, but the display in my camera just can't keep up, so it's not flickering in person. But for example, let me zoom in and show you guys. You see how you have Pacific Coast, and it's blue up top and kind of like yellowish at the bottom. The color up top is gonna be the ambient lighting right here, you know, in the door. I think only Aspec Advanced get this feature, where the speaker is actually light up a color as well, so you can see it at night, which is nice. But the top portion will be up here. That'll be the top color. The bottom color is gonna be your footwell, and I think like your door pockets, it will light up at night as well. So there's plenty of different themes you can choose from, and these are based on places and locations in real life. So you can Baja Highway, Route 66, so on and so on. There's so many, look at that, so many colors you can choose from. But if you leave it on dynamic mode, it'll either be red, white, or blue based on whichever mode you choose. So let's get out of there and back out of there. You do have a helper screen all the way to the right, and this can control, it views many different information. So you have the longer pad right here that you can swipe up and swipe down. And if you swipe up or down, you can see it's gonna be the time, the date, it's gonna be what music you're listening to, so your source, or to be navigation. And let's actually get back out of here and go to the last page. The last page is gonna have settings, Acura Link, and messages. So Acura Link, it's subscription based. Acura gives you 3 years free if you sign up for it. You download the app, make an account, scan your VIN number of your vehicle. Your salesperson probably gonna set you up with this, and you're able to unlock from your phone. You can view your oil life, your range to your tank of gas, how much gas you have in your tank. You can turn the lights on. You can use GPS tracking on your vehicle. Plenty of different information that you can view from your phone. Also, it'll send you monthly health updates of your car. And if you ever, and this is one thing I learned recently, because I do have an RDX, mine is a 23. If your alarm goes off on your RDX, not your RDX, but your vehicle with Acura Link, it will email you the location and tell you that, hey, your alarm is going off at this location. So it's a cool feature. After 3 years, it'll cut off. And if you can continue it, you can either pay monthly, or I don't know if you pay monthly or you pay yearly, but it's like $110 a year, somewhere around there for it. It's actually a cool feature to have. And when you're using Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, what's new for 2025 is Apple CarPlay will take up the whole display. So 24 and older that have the wireless Apple CarPlay, or just Apple CarPlay in general, or Android Auto, it'll stop right here, and this helper screen will always be there, and the CarPlay will only be right there. But for 25, you're able to have it take up the whole display. Now down below your display, you do have your climate control here. Very simple, easy to use. It's not built into the screen. You don't gotta dig in the menus to look for it. It's not sensitive touch buttons. These are real buttons. So you can have your temperature set to however you want it. This has sync on, so if I change the temperature, it changes the passenger too. It is dual zone, so the passenger could turn sync off and they can, you know, freeze if they want to, and you can stay warm as a driver. But if you turn sync on, you're controlling both sides. You do have auto climate control, and it is GPS linked. And right above, I even show you guys next track, previous, and volume, and power, and hazards as well. You do have your on and off switch, your mode, AC on and off, fan speed, air circulation, front defrost, rear defrost, and side mirrors. And you do get heated and ventilating seats on the Aspec Advanced. Because of the Aspec package, you get the ventilating and heated, and they're also auto for driver and passenger. But real easy layout, easy to use. Down below that, you do have your dynamic mode. So we were talking about this, about the ambient lighting. So if you turn to the left or turn to the right, you have multiple different drive modes: snow, comfort, normal, and sport. There isn't no individual mode on the RDX, which is interesting because you have that on the TLX and MDX, but you do have those drive modes. Now, when you go to sport mode, I'm in sport mode right now, it will change the gauge. So let me actually go back to normal. So this is normal, and we go to sport. It pops up a turbo gauge and a G meter. It's cool that Acura adds that acceleration meter, but like I said, you have a turbo gauge. And in that setting earlier where you had the sport settings, you can actually keep this menu on if you wanted to, not just pops up in sport mode. But I'm gonna go ahead and put that guy back to normal. And below the dynamic mode, you do have park, reverse, neutral, and drive. And this is a push button selector. So some of you are going to be used to having a lever. The same thing, it's just you don't go down to drive, you push for drive. And there's an S because if you hit drive again, you put the transmission into a sport mode. So you can put dynamic mode to sport, where the overall vehicle, you know, goes into sport mode. It'll make your throttle response more sensitive, tighter steering. It changes up the whole personality of your RDX. And you can also make the transmission go to sport mode, where it'll shift at higher RPMs. The transmission will feel a little bit more notchy. It's for a more spirited drive, pretty much. And by the way, on the drive mode, so comfort is going to be the best gas saving mode, and it makes the gas pedal way less sensitive, so it takes a little bit longer to get up to speed. Normal is a good blend between sport and comfort. You get some gas mileage, some power, and then sport is, who cares about gas mileage? I want all of the power. Now I'm gonna put this in reverse so you guys can see the surround view camera. Also, reverse is kind of down like this way. So the rest of these you push down to select them, and for reverse you kind of come towards back, just in case you're shifting without looking, you know which one you are pressing. So we're in reverse right now, and you can see you do have the surround view camera. Now it does not take up the whole display. It's just surround view there, and you have your backup camera there. So because you have the surround view camera, you don't have the wide angle, top down, and normal, which makes sense because you have the 360 up here. So you either can get rid of the surround view and just have the rear, or you can turn that on. And then you have cross traffic on and off, and your brightness as well. I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy back into park, because you don't have to put your RDX in reverse to see the surround view. You have a dedicated camera button right there where it says camera. Push this guy in, and you're able to view the front And if you push this camera button again, or if you use the trackpad and highlight this guy right here, the second option right here, you can view the front wheels. And then you can hit camera again, it'll turn that guy off, or automatically go to the wheel if you don't use the touchpad, and then it'll turn it off. Now, back to the touchpad again, it's surrounded by gloss black. I like how Acura doesn't use too many gloss black on the RDX. You have some suede up there by the passenger. You have soft touch portion up here. This is soft touch as well, but this is hard touch here. But the touchpad is really easy to use. So you saw me using the main touchpad to go over your features. That's for your helper display. This button right here is a free helper display too. You can decide which one you want to choose, and you have a home button and back key, and that's pretty much it. It's like an old school laptop. It's real easy to use. You do have a wrist pad here, so when you rest your wrist, you can use the touchpad. And for 2025, this has been redesigned from 2024. So the wireless phone charging pad is no longer down here because it is a two-tier system. They move it up here. So this used to have the cup holders kind of right here in the middle, and then you had like a rectangle slot and a storage slot, and you had a lid that you can close it. So that's all gone. I believe the cup holders are bigger now. And down here, the wireless phone charger pad used to be right here. So now it's just storage only, and that's it. But you can see you have a power outlet and a USB-C port on the armrest. You can see the black stitch, soft touch. And if we open this guy up, you have your storage in there. You have like a little mat at the bottom. You have a USB-A port here. I think this is for wired Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto. I think the USB-C over here is just for charging. Yeah, that's just for charging. But that's pretty much it. You don't have any other connections in there, and this doesn't move forward or back. I like the silver piece that they use here. Yeah, not too much gloss black. I'm not a big fan of gloss black. I like the flat black. This will last a lot longer over time. And back over here, you do have your glove box, and it is lockable. And if you push the button there, it is damped, and it is not lined with felt though. It is plastic, but you get a two-tier system in there, so plenty of storage. You can actually remove that if you want it, just one big hole in there. And up above your infotainment display, you do have your rear view mirror. Now this is auto dimming, and it has garage openers built in as well. So home link is built in, and this button to turn off the auto dimming. And speaking of auto dimming, your side mirrors also are auto dimming. So somebody have their headlights on at night, it's blinding you, it'll dim automatically, it'll dim here. And up above that, you do have some controls for your panoramic moonroof, because that is standard even down to the base model. You do have individual map lights. They are LED, or you can set it where if you open the door, it turns on the light. You have your assist button here, so you flip this guy open, push the button, you can contact an operator right there on the spot. You do have your link button here, and you do have your moonroof control here, and the shade. So I'm gonna open the shade so you guys can see how that looks. It lets in a lot of light in here. So that back portion stays fixed, and this front portion opens. So for example, if we pull this guy, you can see that opens all the way. Not all the way, it stops. And I think, is that the furthest? Okay, so, oh no, it goes all the way back. Yeah, so that's the furthest. It will stop like you saw just now, and then you have to pull it back to confirm you want it to open all the way. But that lets in a lot of air. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but definitely makes it a lot more airy in here. It just makes it feel like there's a lot more room in here. Now you do have a sunglass holder as well. It is lined, so it won't scratch up your glasses or your sunglasses. And you have your visor over here, your passenger one. And it is a mirror with a light. The light is not LED, but at least they give you a light. Same thing on the driver's side as well. Now the headliner is ebony. And I think because of the Aspec package, you get an ebony headliner. And I didn't get to show you guys on the seat. So on the seat, you can either move it up and down, or if you push this button, it goes forward and back as well. So that's on the driver and passenger. And speaking of the seat, so you guys saw I did some adjustments forward and back, a little bit of goodies. On the seat itself, there's a switch right here. You can hit that one up and down. If you hit it, that's where you can decide if you want to adjust the lumbar or the bolstering or the thigh extender. So you can see your lumbar, the thigh extender, and the bolstering that you can adjust, and that's on the driver and passenger side, which is nice. So let's jump out of here and take a look at the rear passenger seats. This is how wide the rear doors open. So that's not the widest, but you can get in and out. I do have this driver's seat all the way back, and you can see you still got decent room back here. But on the rear doors, it is soft touch back here, suede, soft touch here as well, single stitched. You do have your window control, another speaker grill for that ELS Studio 3D sound system, standard door handle, and you do have a bottle holder with some more storage down there. And the rear seats are perforated, kind of like the driver's seat, which is nice. And you still have the piping and everything back here as well, so your rear passengers can get some fancy feeling seats. So with the seat all the way back, I'm gonna sit back here and you can see the angle of the seat, and my knee is still not touching the rear seat. And look, I figured I'd zoom out to show you guys. Look how far back the seat is, and I still have plenty of room. So this is one reason why you probably would want a RDX over a lot of the competition, because a lot of them don't have this much leg room and headroom in the second row. But you can see that, look how far back that driver's seat is. Behind the driver, you do get a mat pocket. You do get one behind the passenger too. And you do have air vents back here. Because of the advanced package, you do get heated rear seats. No cooling back here though. And you get 2 USB-C ports. And you do get an armrest back here as well. So cup holders, real soft when you rest your elbow. One thing about the rear seats, they do not recline back. They are fixed as far as the back. I mean, they can fold down flat, but they're fixed. For your car seat, you do have the flap here. You Velcro, you pull that guy back and boom. Got your anchors in here. Nice place to be back here. You have your speaker there, part of the ELS Studio 3D. Panoramic moonroof open. I'm trying to give you guys a POV, but you sit up higher in the rear passengers than the driver, because you do get stadium rear seats as well, which is nice. Let's jump out of here and take a look at the cargo space. Aspec Advanced, of course, will give you a power tailgate. You can kick underneath the bumper. It'll open and close for you. You can push the button. There's a button on the door, and you can hold the button on the remote to open and close. So you get standard carpet floor mats, which are nice. You can get some rubber ones through your accessory at your dealership, front license plate bracket. But one thing with the RDX, just look how roomy it is back here. Plenty of space back there, and the seats can fold down. To fold the rear seats down, you can either come around, and there's a lever here you can pull. You can pull the shoulder right here, and it'll drop down. Or there's a handle in the back too you can pull, and it'll also fold down the seat as well. Now the driver's seat is all the way back, so it won't drop down fully flat, but these seats do go down flat, which is nice. You do have your subwoofer back here. You have additional accessory cargo cover you can add if you wanted to. Here's a handle for that seat there, and you have some storage underneath here. And if you lift this up one more, it's a 2-tier. You have more storage. Look how big that is. And you get a flat fix kit. Now, because of the Aspec package, you don't get a spare tire. The advanced package will give you a spare tire, and the technology package will give you a spare tire, and I think the base model. But the Aspec, or this Aspec Advanced, because these are 20s, you get bigger rims. The Advanced, I think, give you 19s, if I'm not mistaken, and tech package as well. And there your flat fix kit underneath. That was difficult with one hand, so that's how you know I love you guys. But yeah, plenty of space back here. And the tailgate is also height adjustable, so you can adjust how high you want the tailgate to open. But actually, let me move up that driver's seat so I can show you how flat the rear seats are. Driver's seat moved up a little bit, so you can see there's a slight angle. So it's not fully flat, but still pretty flat, which is nice. And you can see back here as well. Plenty of room back here with both seats folded flat. You have a low load floor as well, so you don't have to pick things up too high to get in there. But we're actually gonna close this guy off. Let's take a look at the brochure, go over some features, and go over some color combinations you can get with the Aspec advanced package, exterior and interior. All right, so we made it to the 2025 Acura RDX model lineup. And today, like I said, we're looking at the Aspec with advanced package. So that's going to be your highest model that you can get. The Aspec with advanced package, it adds to or replace RDX with advanced package. So pretty much Acura is considering this package one above the advanced, and the only difference you're going to get from the advanced are the Aspec stuff pretty much. So 20-inch Berlina Black aluminum alloy wheels. You get 255/45 R20 high performance all season tires, Aspec exterior styling features, leather wrap flat bottom sport steering wheel. You get sport seats with perforated Milano premium leather, trimmed interior with contrast stitching and piping, wide pattern dark brush aluminum trim, sport pedals, ebony headliner, and a tire repair kit. Because remember, the Aspec Advanced has all the advanced goodies. So let's jump in and actually build one up. So we look at some combinations, some colors, some interior, exterior. We're gonna start over. So let's jump in here, and here's all the packaging. So we're gonna build up our Aspec Advanced, and here are your exterior colors. Pretty much exterior color has a premium charge besides solar, silver, metallic. So if you go with silver, no premium charge, and it only come in ebony interior. And if you're not sure what the ebony looks like, let's take a look at it here. So this is what Acura considered their black interior, but it's a very dark gray in my opinion. So it's not jet black or anything like that. It's actually a really nice interior if you want something dark, but not too dark. You know, especially if you're worried about being hot and things of that nature. You have majestic black pearl with a $600 charge. You have ebony or red interior, your options. If you go up to the liquid carbon metallic, you do have a premium charge. And this one has 3 options, so ebony, red, or orchid. So let's take a look at the red, because we did the orchid. Now, this is really red in pictures. You're gonna have to look at this in person. I recommend taking a look at the red in person, because it's not this bright in person. The computers make it look a little bit more brighter than it is. I mean, it's not burgundy or dark red at all, but it's not this. Definitely take a look at one of those in person if you can. Consider the red interior. I have red interior in mine, and I love it, so no complaints there. Performance red, you do have to pay a premium $600 upcharge. Ebony is your only interior color. Platinum white pearl, you have ebony or red. So you can pretty much get red in almost any exterior color besides performance red and solar silver. And you have Apex blue pearl, which I really like this color, ebony, red, or orchid. And then urban gray pearl is new for 2025, and you can get that in ebony or red. You also have Canyon River, which is a new blue for 2025. It's just not available on the Aspec or Aspec Advanced. I think anything just at the advanced technology, I think the base get the blue. Maybe the base don't get the blue, but I know at least the tech and advanced get the blue. Anyways, we're working with liquid carbon with the orchid, so that's what we're going to choose. Let's go ahead and dive in on some of the accessories. Now, Acura is a one-size-fits-all type brand, so you're not really speccing out panoramic moonroofs and leather seats and things like that. You're either adding protection accessories or anything to dress up your RDX. So, for example, you have multiple all-season protection packages here, 1, 2, and 3, and it's a mixture of either splash guards, you know, rubber mats, the all seasons, what Acura calls it, wheel locks, or the cargo tray, so on and so on. You do have these optional 20-inch wheels, and you do get 20s from here. I actually prefer these wheels, and I think the 24 Aspec Advanced came with these wheels. So Acura did away with them for 25 and went to this newer design, and it looks actually, it's almost the same. Oh, it's less spokes. Yeah, less spokes than this guy, and then they have the machine finish. I prefer this optional wheel here. Valve stem caps, Aspec, wheel lug nuts. You can black out the emblems, like I mentioned in the video. So the Acura emblem, Aspec, the what is this? Just RDX, super hand all-wheel drive. I like the logo pattern projector. That's a nice touch to add to your RDX. And you have a tailgate spoiler here, so you can see the normal spoiler there. Let's add the tailgate, see what it looks like. And very similar, just have openings. Looks like, in my opinion, it's not that much bigger. So you have welcome lights. You know, you have your crossbars, so you can add roof rails. So I'm surprised the Aspec with Advanced don't come with roof rails. That's interesting. So you have to add roof rails and crossbars if you want down the roof, kayak, roof basket, roof box, surfboard, plenty of different attachments. You can add on your RDX running boards. I don't think it's tall enough for running boards, but hey, some people are short out there, you know, vertically challenged. Trailer hitch, you can add on there, ball, body side molding, edge film. All of these are protecting your RDX. You know, you're spending $50,000 on it, might as well, right? You have door handle film, rear bumper applique, splash guards, wheel locks, premium carpet, because it comes with carpet unless you add the all seasons, illuminated door sill, and they got all seasons there. Rear seat covers, first aid kit such as sunshade, cargo cover, cargo protector, cargo tray. This is actually nice because it's foldable, so because you have the storage underneath, you can fold it and access anything under there. Cargo net, cargo organizer, cargo this, cargo that. You got a bunch of accessories you can use to protect or just make your RDX a little bit more practical. So let's take a look at pricing now. So the starting MSRP is $54,450. You pay $600 for a liquid carbon metallic, and your destination and handling, looking at $1,350. So MSRP is $56,400 for a fully loaded Acura RDX. I think it's a great package. I think it's a great deal. Being that I have an RDX, very familiar. It's a great SUV. It does it all. The super handling all-wheel drive from the turbo 2-liter, almost 300 horsepower. It's fun to drive, and you just can't go wrong with it. The true touch interface, a lot of people don't like it. They rather a touchscreen. I'm assuming for 26, they're going to refresh it like the MDX and give it a touchscreen, maybe Google built in, kind of follow that path. But to be honest, in my opinion, the true touch interface is easy to use. It's not a big issue at all, but day and age, people are used to certain things, so they have to have touchscreens. It is what it is. Anyways, I'm gonna end everything here. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Maybe I missed something, drop a comment below as well. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna catch you in the next walk around.